outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go.
Hello, this is Denise of Something Beautiful Handcrafts, and this is a relatively short video on how to crochet a pot scrubby or a facial scrubby, depending on how you feel. Here is one right here and a one in solid red, and this is some scrubby yarn I picked up at a discount store. Now let me give you a close view, because there are a lot of my friends who are making pot scrubbies on their circular socks machines, and they're using that eyelash kind of scrubby yarn, and unfortunately that's not what I picked up. And I got a lot of these skeins because they were like really inexpensive. I didn't want to pass them up. So this one has loops on the end of it instead of the eyelash stuff, and it was a nightmare. I tried all kind of suggestions about what I should do, and it just will not go through the machine. So I started making them by hand, and I decided I was going to crochet them when I looked at a couple of the different ways to do it. Now I'm going to use the magic circle here, and if you don't know what that is, I'm just going to sort of show you. Okay, so you make this loop here, and I'm going to crochet through the ring. Basically, I'm taking the working end, placing it to the left, and the tail end is over here. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to reach underneath the ring and pull the working end through for my first crochet loop. Then I'm going to slip through 3 more, because I'm going to do some double crochets. Okay, so I'm going to wrap around, and I'm going to make a series, or maybe a group of 12 crochets. And this is going to look pretty rough because I have to get it through these little tails on the end here. Now when you're doing the magic loop, be mindful of where your loop is. And I'm a tight crocheter, just like I'm a tight knitter. So I have to try to pace myself here so that I am making these loops big enough to pull this crazy looped yarn through. Oh, and if I didn't mention, I'm using an eye hook. Okay, so here is my tail for my tail end of the magic loop. I'm going to pull it just a little bit because it needs to be on the outside when I finish crocheting. I lost my count, so this is a good time to stop and look. Sometimes I count the stitch here, sometimes I don't. So maybe don't count it. So this would make 8 then. If you haven't bought this, buy the eyelash. If you do have this, me and you can feel crazed together, because this is definitely a pain to work with. Okay. Okay, I'm going to check real quick, and I need to have 12. Okay, I have more than 12, I have 13, so we're going to bop one off real quick. Okay, now I'm going to put that hook through here, and I'm going to close my ring. Okay, just pull that, close the ring. Now, you want to do your best, excuse me, to find this beginning loop, especially if you possibly can. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to be able to be super accurate. Don't too much worry about that. I'm going to slip that on there. I'm going to chain 3. And now what I'm going to do is add 2 double crochets into every loop. Like I said, this might be a little complicated to find all of the top loops, do the best you can. Just get 12 in those spaces. And I'm not counting this. Okay. Just doing my best to find my openings. Okay, 4, 5, and I'm much looser now. Going in for 6. Ooh. 8. And the goal is to have 24. And my yarn has gotten away from me. Let me fix that really quickly. Okay, now I don't know where I'm at. That was 10. 12. 14. 'That one didn't go all the way through. There we go. 16. 18. That's what I'm thinking. 20. There we go. 22. 'Okay, that looks like 24. So we're going to slip this in. Okay, not too bad. Chain 3. And now what we're going to do is double crochet in the first one and then single crochet in the next. Okay. And we should wind up with 36 at the top. So it'll be 1, 2, and then the next hole, 3. 1. And this stuff is just grabbing everywhere. 2. 3. 1. 2. 3. 1. 2. And 3. I feel like I'm making some progress here. Okay, let me untangle that. I have like really oily skin, so I have found that these are actually, this yarn in particular is sensitive enough that I can use it as a facial scrubby. I don't know if that's going to work for everyone else. I could just say for me. But like I said, I don't even know what brand this is. So you could probably go to Joann's or Michael's or Walmart's, whatever you have near you, and see whatever yarn, dish yarn, scrubby yarn they have there. And then you would be able to determine for yourself what use you'd be able to make out of these scrubbies. Now, if you get the eyelash yarn, and I don't remember particularly what kind, someone did post to the group something they got off Amazon. You can get one that will work just fine in your circular socketing machine. Maybe, well, you know, I want to say maybe if I go out and about and I get some, I would get some. But you know what? I really don't have a great need to make these. I'm thinking after I make a few that go out with the yarn soaps, that I will donate the rest of the yarn to the thrift store, because I just don't really have a need for too many scrubbies or pot scrubbies. So far, I've made as many as I need to make. But if I just happen to come upon some, I might get some that can go inside the circular sock machine, maybe just to give it a whirl. Okay, so here we come to our last. Okay, now I'm just going to slip stitch this. Okay. Then cut the yarn, and I probably should have looked before I started with the video to make sure I even had scissors anywhere near where I'm at. Go ahead and pull that through. And then I am going to, let's see, say weaving my ends, but technically I'm crocheting in my ends or hooking them in. I could tie this together as a holder. How funny would that be? Or I'm just going to tie them together and weave them in together as a pair. Now, of course, if you want it smaller, could have stopped. Could have made 6 here and then 12 here and then 24 there. Or you could have made just a 6 here and a 12 here. Either way. The ones I made out of the cotton for the face, I made them with a puff stitch. I wonder what happened if I make these guys from a puff stitch. I might give that a whirl. This yarn it does cause quite a bit of problems, so that might be a little complicated. But I might give it a whirl. Okay, that's it for this Vlogmas episode. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.